Welcome to the Waffle Flower channel. Hi everyone, Katie Gehring here. With Valentine's Day just around the corner, on today's Throwback Thursday, I wanted to share with you an idea for sort of a cheeky love card that you could make anyone in your life who has an affection or obsession with social media. So to make this card, I pulled out the Sketchy Alpha stamp set. This was released in summer of 2016. It's a great basic alpha stamp set that has some really fun features to it. And I'm also going to be using this social icon stamp set. This was released in fall of 2016. To start, I've pulled out the Sketchy Alpha stamp set and I went ahead and removed all of the letters from the stamp sheet that I'm going to be using. I'm lining the stamps up onto the sheet of cardstock that I'm going to be stamping on, and then I'm using my Misty stamp positioning tool to stamp the images onto the cardstock. Misty is a great investment. Any of these stamp positioners, they're really going to allow you to kind of see what you're going to stamp, really add a level of precision to your projects. I can't imagine stamping a big drawn out sentiment like this using a regular acrylic block. I'm stamping out one line at a time as the repeating letters in my sentiment are going to allow, and just making sure that I have everything lined up the way that I want it and spaced out before I stamp. The other great thing about the Misty, of course, is with this next line of stamping that I'm going to be doing. So this is going to say the I love you more than, and I'm able to stamp the last two lines all at once. And when I stamp it, I noticed that the ink didn't quite transfer on one of the letters, and I was really easily able to just kind of go back and re-ink and re-stamp without having to start over. So Misty for the win when stamping out big sentiments like this. So my next step is I'm going to add a little bit of clear embossing powder. I stamped with VersaFine ink, which you can use to heat emboss if you do it rather quickly. And I am embossing it with clear because I think I'm going to be coloring in those letters a little bit later with marker. So I just want to make sure that my ink doesn't smear when I get to that part of my project. With my sentiment all in place, I'm ready to start stamping the social media icons using the social icon stamp set. And I'm going to stamp these in a rainbow of colors using the Waffle Flower inks. And I'm taking a little bit of liberty with the signature colors of each of these social media sites because I really want it to be kind of a Roy G. Biv or a abbreviated rainbow color icon. So after I figure out my placement, I am just going to stamp these social media icons one at a time. The inks that I'm using are My Pleasure, which is the red color, Oh Happy Day, which is sort of a light orange, and then You Said What is a yellow, followed by Chirp Chirp, which is a green, and then the Daydreaming, which is a pretty blue. And I got a little bit off camera, so I just wanted to show you here all of the icons lined up as well as all of the inks that I used. So I do decide that I want to add some color to the letters, so I have grabbed a handful of Copic markers in colors that I think coordinate with the Waffle Flower ink shade. And I'll include a list of the markers that I used in the description below in case you're interested. And I'm just coloring in the Sketchy Alpha letters super roughly. You can see there that I made a little bit of an error. I grabbed the yellow instead of the orange, but I was able to just blend it out really easily by going over it with the darker shade. So this Valentine's Day card I am making for my daughter, who is a teenager. And this girl really loves her social media. She's not totally allowed free reign on all of the different sites, but boy, is she raring to go. In fact, she even attempted to live stream a review of her Christmas presents on Christmas morning. So I think we definitely have to think about that as she gets a little bit older and has greater access to this. So my last step on the card is I am taking all of the social media icons that I had stamped in the inks and I'm outlining them with a black pen. When I was looking at the card and I was looking at the letters that I had colored in with the Copic markers and then kind of how the stamped icons looked, I really felt like they needed a little bit more contrast. So I decided just to kind of roughly sketch in an outline. The sketchy look definitely works because of the sketchy alpha. And then here I'm just drawing some little dashes and dots around the rough rectangles that I drew around each little icon, just to kind of give it the same look and feel as the sketchy alpha stamp set. I'm going to finish up just here adding a couple more lines and dots and then show you, see how it really kind of makes the social icon stamp set look like it goes with the sketchy alpha stamp set. And the nice thing about it is you really don't have to be perfect about it. It can look rough and hand drawn and it will blend in just nicely. So I'm attaching the finished card panel to just a simple craft note card, and I'm going to call this one done. For more product information, visit waffleflower.com and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for even more creative ideas. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a wonderful day.